what better start could you ask for than going out to Coney Island and riding on the Wonder Wheel with a couple of cool guys? It was great, and since then, I don't know, Sam.
I mean, yeah.
We go to movies all the time. I'm like
my film
he's
buddy.
my date, I'm his date.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then our wives.
Our wives get
Our friends.
along. Yeah, that's right.
Should I get out of the way?
Well,
they exclude us sometimes.
Right.
They do their own.
But we have game nights.
Yes.
Remember that Mafia game?
Yes.
I killed it.
Did you?
Oh, man.
Yeah. It got ugly then.
Remember, though?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the best at Mafia in this group?
His wife. She f***ing killed all.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the main stage here at the Javits Center, home of New York Comic Con. This very space is where all of the magic happens all weekend long. We are bringing you so many great panels and videos, some of them hosted by me, your video producer and host Ashley Victoria Robinson, and some of them hosted by a slew of amazing talent. If you want to be able to make sure that even though you're not with us or you're catching up at home, you see everything that happened this year in 2025, head over to thepopverse.com. We've got memberships, we've got so much access to all the coolest stuff. In the meantime, sit back and enjoy your feature panel presentation.
Oh, it's so good to see you all. Hi, I can't see any of you actually, but it's good to hear you all. Welcome to day one of New York Comic Con. I'm Josh Horowitz. Welcome to a very big night. You're inside my podcast, whether you know it or not. Happy, Sad, Confused is my beloved podcast. New York Comic Con has been very good to this pod. Last year, in this very room, we celebrated 10 years of Happy, Sad, Confused. It was a special night, and I can't do an 11th anniversary special, so instead I'm celebrating another show's 10th anniversary, and it's an excellent one. It is a classic one. We are here to celebrate Mr. Robot. Are you ready for this, guys? Sam Esmail's amazing, innovative, provocative, cinematic, bold, every adjective you can think of describes this show. It gave us an amazing ensemble. It gave us Christian Slater. It gave us Rami Malek. Come on, guys. There's so much to discuss tonight. It's been 10 years since they've been here at Comic-Con. They've been having a blast backstage, and now we're gonna have a blast on stage in front of you guys. Are you ready for this? Should we bring them on out? Please give a warm New York Comic-Con welcome to Christian Slater, everybody. Christian, come on out! Give it up for Rami Malek, everybody! You're over there. And to the creator of Mr. Robot, it's Sam Esmail. Sam, come on out. The love is real. The love is strong. Welcome, guys. Is that good workout music to jog to work out to, Rami?
Is it good to work out to? The score of this is pretty good to work
Pretty
out.
great, yeah.
Matt Boyle did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I can still throw that on. Do you throw it on every?
Totally. When I do ketamine, it's like the best dissociate to.
I feel like I already missed a good opportunity. I feel like 1,000 folks should say hello, friend, on the count of 3 to these folks. Are we ready? At the count of 3, say hello, friend, to the cast and Sam Esmail. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, friend.
Hello, friends.
Do you ever get that in a Starbucks, any of you? Does that ever happen, Rami? Does somebody sneak up behind you and say, hello, friend?
Never. No, it never happened.
Congratulations, 10 years. You guys clearly get along. It's been a love affair backstage. Talk to me a little bit about, is it surreal to be back here, first of all? Just 10 years have passed somehow.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, look, hey, Comic-Con New York, it's the coolest. I love it. And I kind of wish I'd worn a costume. That would have been fun.
Did you think about gearing up in costume grab,
We talked about it on the way over here.
Yes?
Thought it would be fun.
Did you take your costume? Do you have it?
All right, I'll go get it.
No. Talk to me a little bit about, I mean, look, it's one of the great gifts of any show is its staying power. This show is still very relevant, maybe more relevant than ever. Does Mr. Robot still feel a part of your lives 10 years later?
Well, it's on Netflix now, so that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's had its resurgence, hasn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think sadly, what's weird about the show, because when I wrote it, it was during the Obama era, right? And I wrote all these like crazy apocalyptic things that happened in the show, and I was fictional, you know? I was,
Right. Sam,
now,
it's your fault.
Yeah, now
your
this
fault.
shit is fucking happening, and yeah, that part I don't like. So but it is staying. Yeah, if you're talking about staying power, I guess that's
I
one
guess
way of looking at it.
That's
Weren't
one-
there moments when I'd be like, Sam, you just can't write that. That's implausible. It's not
But
plausible.
yeah, but I kept saying, Rami, it's not gonna fucking happen.
It's never going to happen.
Then it happens. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the very beginning. Some folks here might know the origins of this, but Sam, give us the Cliff Notes version. Where did this all begin? How long had you been thinking about this concept?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of fans here probably have heard me talk about this ad nauseum, but I grew up very much a nerd and very into computers and very fascinated by tech and you know, when the internet exploded, I'm very old, so I was around pre-internet, and when the internet came out, it was obviously something that impacted my life in a big way, and I just thought there was an interesting tension there between technology and humanity as it sort of became popularized in the aughts. Is there a baby?
It's their first Comic-Con panel.
Hello, baby. I hope the parents are with the baby.
Mr. Robot fans come in all shapes and sizes, Sam.
And then like a few events started happening that sort of crystallized this story for me. Arab Spring being a big one. I'm Egyptian, and I remember watching that. Salam alaikum.
So am I.
And then the financial crisis of 2008, and the sort of what I took away from that is that the world felt in crisis. How naive was I back then? That was what crisis was like. But and that these young people in not just Egypt but in the entire Middle East was using technology to organize and start a revolution, and that really inspired a lot of what the story of Mr. Robot and specifically the character of Elliot. And you know, as I think a lot of you know, I started writing it as a feature, got a little long-winded, and decided to turn it into a series. And that was primarily because my producer at the time, the late great Steve Golan, had come out with a show called True Detective, which was mind-blowing, and I thought, oh my God, this is as cinematic as anything in the theater, and I was so gung-ho to turn it into a series, and I'm so grateful I did.
So for Rami and Christian, do you have any recollection of the first time you read the material or met with Sam and like what you made of this? Like, was it immediately apparent that this was something special, or was this just another job at the time? Like, who knows? Some turn out great, some don't. It's a job.
No, to put it simply, it was quite exquisite and special from the very beginning. Besides the title, I did question the title, as did
A lot of people did.
So many people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
But
yeah. They wanted to change it at one point. Yeah, I mean it is kind of a silly title.
To what? I mean, what do they have?
I don't remember.
in retrospect, it doesn't. Oh,
Do you remember?
we know the alternative. It's okay. It's stuck and it works.
Yeah.
So we enjoy it. I remember just turning over that first page, and it was one of those moments where it was like reading a good novel, where for me, I almost want to spread it out over time, but I can't. I ended up going through it at some pace and then slowed down because at a certain point, I wanted to savor it because there was something in my subconscious that was already starting to inhabit this character. And I thought if I was going to audition for it, I should just try to soak as much of that in as possible. and it was riveting page to page. And when I got to that ending, it was such a sucker punch, and I kind of just stared at it for a moment, took it in, and I felt the weight of it. I felt how special it was, and I could only hope that I would be a part of it. It was a monumental experience of having something sent to you that actually not only you liked as a work of art and fiction, but something that you thought might be a part of, if it was to be a part of your life for some time, would be very substantial and significant.
And purely just from an acting perspective, and like, look, you'd been doing it for a minute, but to be the lead in a show and to see the opportunity of this character must have been like, oh, I can really sink my teeth into this.
Well, I mean, I have to give Sam credit for that. That was, and everyone at USA and NBC. I wasn't that typical lead for a show at that time. I mean, people weren't really thinking outside of the box.
Nothing about the show is typical. I mean, you got to remember, it's like I had never set foot in a writer's room.
Oh, I know. This is insane. This man directed 38 episodes of a 45 episodes of a show.
Not recommended.
With virtually no experience.
Yeah, and honestly, if it weren't for people like Bonnie Hammer and Alex Sepiol, who were were in the network at the time, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, they really, I mean, they were kind of crazy for giving us this opportunity. I mean, they really were. I mean, it was a story about a guy on a fucking computer typing, which is not like the opposite of what most people would say is drama on TV, and they really just took a chance on us, and I think we're all pretty grateful to them. This show wouldn't have happened without them.
Christian, do you remember any kind of turning point? I mean, you guys were here at New York Comic Con actually almost 10 years ago to this day. I mean, was it when you started to see the fan reception or going to Comic Cons like that you knew this was, maybe you were proud of it, but you knew that it was clicking?
There was definitely some moments where we would take like audience photos and people would all be wearing the Mr. Robot mask. Like the whole audience was filled with people wearing the Mr. Robot mask. And that was kind of like, oh, wow, they're really quite interested in this show, aren't they? I mean, this was amazing to me. And it was thrilling. I mean, to be a part of something that was such a part of the zeitgeist there was quite remarkable. And to be a part of that was very, very exciting.
I got to tell this one story. So we were shooting the first season as it was airing, which again, insane. I don't know how we did that. And it was kind of having this groundswell. People were really digging it, and they were stopping us while we were shooting it. We were having to shoot scenes, and people would come up to us, and it was kind of crazy. And I remember at one point, because Christian to me was like a god. I mean, I was a huge fan of his. Pump Up the Volume, Heathers, True Romance. I mean, this guy was a legend, is a legend. I remember we were shooting, I don't know if you remember this, we were shooting, I think, episode 7 or something, and I was just backstage, and I was pretty exhausted, and I was sitting next to you, and you told me, this doesn't happen very often, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Because I didn't know anything. This is literally my first time really doing anything. And you just said this was special. No, something's different about what's going on. I'm like, dude, you fucking did True Romance. Come on. And you said that, and it really stuck with me because it was really. I mean, now having done a few other things, that was pretty special. That does not happen a lot. And
it was.
It meant a lot when you said that to me. I just remember that.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I wanted to. Listen, it was a big deal, and it was very special, and I guess part of me just wanted to make sure, because I've been in other situations before where maybe I didn't appreciate it as much as I probably could have, and I really just wanted, I guess, everybody around me to really see how unique and special this was, and so I would walk around reminding everybody, this doesn't happen.
No, I had the same experience, and I think it was the same episode where We were both reading the New York Times.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I think so.
Well, I'm about to remind you.
Yeah.
And we were on the cover of the art section.
Yeah.
And you said that same thing. You looked at it and you go, "Hey, take this in."
Yeah.
This doesn't usually happen.
No, I
This
know.
never
And we got
happens.
picked up for 2 seasons like that, right? I mean, that was
Right.
cool.
We got picked up before the first episode
Before
aired.
the first episode aired, you know, so that doesn't happen. I
Again, thank you, Bonnie.
Thank
mean, yeah,
you, Bonnie.
thank you, Bonnie.
Again, now it's Bonnie.
That was the coolest thing. Oh my God.
As actors, did any of like how much did you know at the start? How much did Sam clue you in on all the twists and turns that were to come in the seasons? And did any in particular catch you off guard that you recall?
Are you talking just the first season, or
Talking the entirety of the show, because there are a bunch.
He left out a few things.
What would have been helpful to know, maybe in retrospect, Christian? Anything?
well?
Is there anything specifically that would have been helpful to know, maybe in retrospect?
Maybe 1 or 2 things. I mean, there were some moments, but you know, I mean, this show, it was extraordinarily complex. I mean, I remember when I read the script the first time, and I had an instinct about it too. There was just some feeling I had, and then I met.
You knew.
Yeah, and I met with Sam, and you know, I said, "Is this guy Mr. Robot? Is he really there?" And he's like, "You really want to know?" And I said, "Yeah." And he told me, and I just got very excited about it. I just thought, "Oh man, that is really cool." You know, to play a figment of somebody's imagination was just that much more exciting for me. And then look, you know, that was season 1, and there were other things, of course, that came up that were surprising, that were shocking, that at times I had, you know, difficulty even accepting or being comfortable with. But I mean, I think that was part of the challenge of the show, and the things that made it that much more special. And you know, you just kind of had to like get out of the way of yourself and your own ego, and again, go back to appreciating the moment. That this was something very, very special, and we were talking about mental health and childhood trauma and all those kinds of subjects that were very difficult to tackle. And it made me uncomfortable at times, but Sam was always great, always there, and you know, I think held all of our hands through the whole thing and made it make sense to me.
So were you consciously holding stuff back, or were you making stuff up as you went along? Sam?
No.
Like
No, we and I should say, because Kyle Bradstreet is also here, who's I couldn't have done the show without him. He was my lieutenant. Remember that I started writing this as a feature, so I did know the end.
Is it the vomit draft, right?
The vomit draft, yeah. So I did know where I was going, but I just felt like I was, well, just to be honest, I was super paranoid about telling too many people because, you know, yeah, paranoia does.
Okay, sorry.
But no, I would hold a couple of things close to the vest, and I think that season, and also I didn't want to. I wanted to really treat each season as one specific emotional arc, knowing that we're building up to something in that last season. So at the start of every season, I would take you guys aside.
That was the coolest thing. I mean, like getting the phone call from you and listening to him for like 2.5 hours
And just
go through the whole season was awesome.
Yeah.
That was very rare. I mean, I still, to this day, look back and think that's a very rare, I think, elegant, sophisticated, and I think very, just very unexpected from someone who has so much on their plate to go to each actor and describe not only their storyline, but each episode in great detail, one by one. You could easily gather everybody in a room and do it in one session, but to take that time is something that's quite selfless, but for the integrity of the show, essentially. And why
Greatly
did
appreciate
you find
it.
yourself? Did you feel responsibility to each character?
Absolutely, but because ultimately I also think that if a show or anything, a movie, if it becomes about plot and plot mechanics, you start to fail, because it really, I used to say this in interviews all the time, fuck plot, and I really mean it, because it's really about people and the characters, and that to me is the most important thing. And I wanted, when I talked to you guys and the rest of the cast members, I wanted them to feel that they were the most important part of that season, because that's the way it should feel to that character in their storyline. So I wanted that experience with them, and I wanted that intimacy with them. And also, I have to say, you know, we do have a lot of twists and big reveals in the show, but I never wanted it to feel gimmicky, and that comes from a place of plot. I really wanted it to feel like it was coming from what the character was feeling and what they were going through. And you know, it could be in reaction to what's happening, but it's most of the time it's in reaction to each other. And I just think that deserves that intimate conversation that I would have with you guys.
For you, Rami, was there any person or persons that inspired your characterization of Elliot? Was Sam sometimes an inspiration for Elliot at all?
Oh, yeah, there were a few, I suppose.
Well, the walking down the street
Walking down
and
the
not
street.
touching people and all of that.
Oh, is that very much you?
Well, I think, yeah, I think
yeah.
we did
I
that.
stole that.
I don't like touching people when I walk down. Now, obviously, a lot of you are New Yorkers. A lot of fucking people on this street. So you got to do your bob and weave,
Yeah.
and you had the.
I did do that. I prepped. I came here early. I was not living in the city, and I think for a good 15 days, I was trying not to touch anyone, and like going into elevators and not looking at cameras. And is that method? Was I going method? I talked to a psychiatrist for quite some time.
In fact, that was the person that became our consultant in the writers' room.
Yeah, I kept bringing all these thoughts to say, I go, what about this? And I think someone in this situation might be going through this. And he's like, where are you getting this?
So that was a therapist that you found, like you
Yeah,
had?
it wasn't my personal therapist.
Oh.
That's just fine.
No, sure. Yeah, nothing wrong with therapy. I mean,
No, I like therapy. I embrace therapy.
Yeah, totally.
But
Great.
she was great, and
Yeah.
she specialized in DID, and she knew
Nice.
everything about it. And she had, she had a lot of experience in it. And man, she really helped us with all the details every season.
Because we would comb through scripts. I mean, especially, we would spend a lot of time. I remember even being abroad and waking up at certain hours just to go through scripts with Sam and in detail, and have so much that I had just discovered from all those sessions. I won't call them, they weren't therapy sessions, but I was learning.
research.
We wanted to get all of that particular disorder and surrounding disorders to be as authentic as anything that on the tech side. And there are moments where you reach someone who is dealing with that sort of a certain anything that might be stigmatized by our culture and can relate. And that's one of the most profound experiences that this show has ever given me is, we talk about this tension between, how we communicate as human beings through devices personally and how dissociative that is. But when you have someone who responds to this show in the way that certain people do, it really does make you feel as an actor or someone as part of the creative community that what we did had a real effect on a lot of people in the world that was simply not only powerful for them but gratifying and rewarding in a way that a lot of other jobs might not be.
And you got to remember, DID in particular can be such a trope in movies, and when you've seen it before, right? Multiple personalities or et cetera. And I was so fucking paranoid about being insensitive and giving it just the regular Hollywood treatment, that we really needed to nail it, even as dark and ugly as it could go. Like we leaned into it, and it scared us. It scared us a lot, I think. but it was necessary because otherwise it would just turn out to be one of these like plot gimmicky things that would really kind of do a disservice to what we were exploring with DID.
I'm glad we're at New York Comic Con celebrating this because this is such a New York show, and there are some iconic scenes all over New York in this show. I want to show one clip. This is from, I believe, the finale of the first season. This is just a few blocks away, Times Square, involving Rami and Christian. Let's take a look at this clip from Mr. Robot. It does remind me a little Pump Up the Volume. There's a little bit of conversation.
Oh
with
yeah, I
that,
completely
isn't there?
ripped off Pump Up the Volume. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It's so fucking good.
But what were your references? I mean, the relationship, you know, Fight Club is referenced. Did that come up in the first season in terms of kind of depict what this relationship was all about?
Oh, I don't know about that, but it was definitely an influence on, you know, what I loved about Fight Club was how punk it was, but also how anti-capitalist it was. And but by the way, that was kind of the first time where I thought, oh, can you be political in art? And then that movie kind of told me, I think all great art is political. And that really moved me in a way, and that was a huge influence of like, oh, don't be afraid to, because you know, when I wrote the pilot, I was like, man, I'm really going all anti-capitalist here. Are corporations going to finance and fund this and market it, even though I'm shitting all over them? Sure enough, they will.
Thanks, USA.
Again, thank you, Bonnie. Appreciate it.
I mean, so many big swings in the show. It really, like, as I said before, this man directed 30. I can't say this enough. 38 of the 45 episodes is insane. It's madness, especially the level of production that you were doing here. I mean, there's the famous, you know, continuous take episode. There's the silent episode. There's the bottle episode in the apartment that's like a play. I mean, did any of those? I mean, what's the biggest swing you feel like you took as a creative?
I mean, it has to be 407, which is that episode that was like a play. Because not only was that complicated from a production standpoint, we had to have multiple cameras running all at the same time. And literally, Video Village, you know, you usually have 1 or 2 cameras. I had, I think, 10 monitors, and some of the monitors were split because we had more angles. And we had cameras covering the whole set. And the material, obviously knowing the episode, was so tough, and the performances, you know, needed to be at a certain level, and these guys were just on one. And we shot that, I think, in 4 days, I want to say, and it was insane. It was so crazy as a director to have to keep track between Christian and Gloria and Rami and Elliot, and watching them just do these magic tricks and exceeding every expectation I had, but just to juggle all of that and make sure that the cameras were always at the right spot, because I didn't cut. Like, we did each act.
It's like a play.
It was like a play. So I didn't do like, okay, Rami, we're going to do your coverage and we're going to move around. That's how you normally do. No, we had them all do the entire act, you know, all the way through in real time, and that was just tricky, not just from that technical standpoint, but just channeling that sort of trying to get those performances. But I mean, honestly, I'm glad we did it that way, because I think it really fed into how you guys played off each other.
And you turned that set into a stage, essentially.
Yeah.
Stasha did as well.
Oh yeah, Anastasia White, our production designer, who I might add was basically 9 months pregnant when we were making that episode, and somehow pulled it off and had a baby at the same time. Pretty crazy. Yeah.
I would imagine it's hard to pinpoint like the biggest acting challenge for you, Rami. I mean, you're playing scenes opposite someone that's in your head at times. You're playing scenes opposite yourself at times. You're playing scenes just totally in your own head. I don't know, what jumps out at you as the biggest acting challenge of Elliot? Because it feels like you accomplish this role, you can do virtually anything.
I think it was there was this sense of gravity to that character from the very beginning. I mean, the immense grief, the profound alienation he's dealing with, just a sense of loss, someone who is an addict, and someone who is a nonconformist and doesn't really know how to communicate with people, but still there's a steely determination inside of him, and I always was able to tap into that I knew he could get himself out of any corner he was painted into, even if he was doing drugs, even though he had a mental disorder. There was this unique resilience that I found in Elliot day in and day out that always imbued me with some sense of hope about humanity, that even these outcasts, these misfits, the people we just don't give enough attention to in life sometimes can be the most powerful human beings and the most affecting human beings, even with all of the profound pain that they're dealing with. And so I felt a sense of duty to really work as hard as I could to protect that human being, to nurture that human being, to side with him at times, and to argue with him at times. So it was a lot of mental gymnastics day in and day out, and I'm not gonna lie, the schedule and Sam put me through absolute hell. But it was something, a challenge that I embraced and look back on with great pride. I mean, I would remember going through Monday to Friday, and by Friday, I feel like I would look at my body and felt, like I had gone through something, a bit of a battle, and then geared up over the weekend, and we were right back in it. We were shooting what ostensibly I think other shows would probably give you now, 3 weeks to do, and we had 7 days to shoot an episode. So there was no time to do anything but sit in Elliot's skin, and that was not an easy place to be. I must say, looking back on it, it was challenging, but it was worth every second. And to add to, the audience that I see here now, I have the privilege to be working in other countries, and the way this show resonates in places. I was in Belgrade doing a film years ago, and these young kids all had on these F Society t-shirts and masks outside of this hotel in Serbia, and I'm like, how is this happening? But there's just this renegade culture that I think you've helped just allow so many people be able to feel comfortable in their own skin. Perhaps Elliot has, Mr. Robot has as a whole. So I'm immensely proud of that. Anything you put me through is well worth that. It's very gratifying.
Well said, yeah. Well, I would imagine the intensity of you've kind of alluded to this, but like people in the wild meeting you and wanting to talk to you about this show and this character and feeling seen. Like, this, you guys centered a character, we kind of alluded to this, that just isn't typically seen on screen in this way. And that's profound for somebody dealing with mental health issues or depression or all the stuff, addiction, something like this. No question, just an observation.
Statement. We'll take a statement.
It also changed your life and career, all of your lives and careers. Talk to me a little bit about, Rami, obviously the Oscar came after, and these amazing opportunities came after. This must feel like a game changer for you in terms of your career, in terms of just exposing you to a wider audience and proving to yourself and others what you're capable of.
I think there was an acknowledgement from Sam just wanting, seeing something in me that had a profound effect on me. Even the acknowledgement that I could take on this role from his perspective was a feat. Even though, those are small moments you think about in retrospect, they're exponentially larger looking back on them now. This show changed my life in ways I owe an immense amount of debt and gratitude to everyone involved. I learned so much from it. I was able to carry myself a certain way going on to future projects, but yeah, there was something about Elliot that it's the same thing we keep referring to. He's this unexpected hero, and he gave me this sense of confidence playing that role, that to step up and be a leader in a number of different ways. And to your point, I was discovered for Bohemian Rhapsody from producers having watched me in the show. So that was a huge launching pad. And in playing that character, sometimes you could see a Freddie Mercury as this grand flamboyant extrovert, but there was very much a shy introvert in that human being as well, and I knew how to do that quite well because of Elliot. But yeah, I gravitate to those characters who speak to people in a very unique way, can speak to the masses by even just simply being an outsider.
It's also lovely to see, you guys clearly are in each other's lives. I was going to say this is not an exclusive. You guys were at the US Open together, so you guys are still kind of tight. Christian, for you, you've been through many, many productions, iconic productions, and it doesn't always happen that way. You don't keep tight friends from every production. Was it just the nature of this shoot, the intensity of the shoot, the particular people? Why are you in each other's lives so much so to this day?
I think we just genuinely like each other.
Sometimes it's that simple, yeah.
Yeah, it started from day one. Rami and I doing that first scene in the Ferris wheel, the Wonder Wheel. That sort of locked us in a cage for a couple of days, and we both were just acting and acting animals there, trapped in a cage and working together and sort of figuring out how he likes to work, how I like to work, how Sam likes to work, and it was a great start. What better start could you ask for than going out to Coney Island and riding on the Wonder Wheel with a couple of cool guys? It was great, and since then, I don't know, Sam.
Yeah.
We go to movies all the time. I'm
my film
he's
buddy.
my date, I'm his date.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then our wives.
Our wives get
Our friends.
along. Yeah, that's right.
Should I get out of the way?
We have
They exclude us sometimes.
Right.
They do their own.
but we have game nights.
Yes.
Remember that Mafia game?
Yes.
I killed it.
Did you?
Oh man.
Yeah. It got ugly then.
Remember though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the best at Mafia in this
His
group?
wife. She fucking killed all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she won that night. Remember?
She won, but I won in L.A. is what I'm saying.
Oh, in L.A.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right.
He's bitter.
Sorely.
He wants to win them all. Who?
I'm all right.
You're all right?
I'm all right.
That's bullshit.
I'd rather win.
Who own? Does anybody own? Christian, do you own any Mr.
The
Robot?
U.S. Open, just to say, that was awesome, right?
We had a good time.
I had a great time.
When they see you two together out in the wild, someone sees the two of you together. That must be insane. Oh my God.
Yeah, they let us out of the cage. And look at us.
Yeah. Do you own any Mr. Robot jackets? Any paraphernalia, Christian?
Yeah, I have my stuff. Yeah, I have it, in storage somewhere.
Okay.
I have the hoodie
I was gonna say, who's got hoodies?
Oh yeah,
because Rami gifted it to me. That was his rap gift to me, and
it's all beautifully framed and everything.
beautifully.
I didn't do that. I kept my.
We couldn't remember how hard it was. Sam was intent. Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
no, because
No, after you. After you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we didn't just have one hoodie, obviously.
You had two.
There were.
We did for a while.
In the first season, yeah.
I thought we had a ton of hoodies, but there was one that Rami really
hero
liked,
hoodie, yeah.
and it had the little rip on the pocket. Remember, it was like the little.
Yeah.
And that was the one you gave.
Yeah,
That
amazing.
was why it
Yeah.
felt so special.
But here, he put me through, this is it. I had a uniform the entire time. But it had to be perfect. And
Costume designing, it was very straightforward. Yeah.
it was not straightforward. Because I tried on about 15 to 20 different black hoodies.
Sure.
And
there was
none of
that.
them would work. I remember at one point the sleeves went from one hoodie was sewn on to another hoodie. And I was like, this is not working. And I had one of my own. and I thought, this is a little trick I use to go into a costume fitting sometimes, and I dress as kind of how much as close as I can get to the character without it, being straight in your face. And I did that. I walked through the office one day with this black hoodie I had bought from a thrift store for $10. I'm like, maybe he'll get it. Maybe this will be the one. And sure enough, Sam sees me and goes, wait, where'd you get that? I go,
God, I totally forgot this.
yeah.
Yeah, that was, it was
that's why I
your
wanted
hoodie.
to tell the story. But that's it. It was a $10 hoodie, and I go, oh, what, this? This old thing? No, you don't want this. I've been wearing this for years. And he goes, no, that's exactly what I've been looking for. I'm like, but you can't have it. It's mine.
That's great.
And that's the hoodie you own now. That's the framed hoodie.
Was that the first
That's
one?
the first one.
Oh.
Does that make that gift even more special?
Man of many talents.
This is why he's the mastermind, guys.
Exactly. But the irony is, Rami, you probably in the rest of your life can never wear a hoodie on the subway.
Do you know what? I put on a black hoodie this morning. I was like, wrong day. Wrong day for that. I can't wear a black hoodie anymore. No, I can't go through the airport in a black hoodie.
Forget about the subway. That would, no.
I can't. Sorry.
The subway. No way.
Not on the subway.
No. Sam, does this show get made today? A lot has changed in the world. I mean, how would you approach this show differently today?
Are you kidding? I mean, honestly, I feel like the show we did was not nearly as fucked up as what it would be like today. I mean, it's like Pleasantville now. I mean,
Have you considered anything else in the Mr. Robot world in the last few years since the show went off the air?
can I tell a really funny story? I told Rami this. I'm going to share it to everyone because I actually am curious if this will happen. So I almost got hacked. A couple months ago, I get a phone call, and it's hey, so, we think your Gmail's been compromised, blah, 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 and we need to get some information to help you. And I'm like, dude, you're the wrong person to do this. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. This is Google, and we're blah. And I'm like, okay. I decided to play along. I'm like, okay, let's see how far we get. So he's like, okay, and I'm going to send you a link. And I'm like, I'm not going to click on the link that you send me. Aren't I supposed to call you back? No, you can call, but like you're not gonna get me. And I'm like, can you give me a case number? Yeah, this went back and forth for a while. But just cutting to the chase, at the end, I finally get, he's like, oh, I'm gonna send you a number. It sends me the number with the 2-factor, and he's like, you have to give me that number. On the email of the number, it says, do not ever share this with anybody on the phone. And I'm like, dude, this is where you've lost. Like, will you please just give it up? I'm just curious, what are you trying to get from me, And this dude finally drops the act and is like, I just really want a season of Carly and Joey Badass. And I just want that spinoff. Could you please do that? And he just confessed, a huge Mr. Robot fan.
Do it for him, Sam. The dedication.
I would love nothing more to go back into the Mr. Robot world, but man, I just feel like we told that story and it ended, I think, in a really great way. And to go back into that,
How much time did you spend on the?
It was a while. It was a while. I was very curious, I just wanted to know.
That's how they get you. Curiosity.
You're just fanning.
I was actually
you're fanning
flattered
the
too, because
flame.
I thought it was just a random hack, and it turned out, no, he was
He's a fan.
actually a fan. Felt
Spoken like a true,
special.
like a true
I was
insecure
just a
artist.
rando,
You turned it
yeah.
around.
Can you stand up and
Yeah,
announce?
if you're here, please. I don't know who you are, but thank you. It's very nice. I'm flattered.
I have an important dumb acting question. How hard is it to spend time typing on a computer, like an act while doing it, to actually convey some kind of
I
dramatic?
remember playing chess. Remember we had that chess scene we had to do? Yeah,
Yeah, that was hard. It's hard to make that exciting visually, but at the same time, everything that was on the screen was important for storytelling. It was always authentic, so it never just felt like you were typing for the sake of typing. Also, we had this incredible cinematographer, Todd Campbell, who had a laborious task of making those shots look as unusually elegant as they could possibly be. I remember sometimes I'd step on set and be like, well, they're not ready. The camera was positioned at an angle that most certainly would never be used in any film or TV show. We're like, nope, you're going to be that far on the side of frame. And that was pretty exciting, seeing yourself put in the bottom right corner of a frame on day one. I was like, this is dicey, but let's see where it goes. And it eventually evolved into a great cinematic style that is a collaboration between you and him. I mean,
we were talking about typing.
I took it into the visual.
DP, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Made it classy.
Talk about typing?
No.
Fascinating to you?
Let's.
But he is right. You can see like virtually any still, any frame of Mr. Robot. That's Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I remember Todd when we were shooting.
Now you're talking about cinematography.
Talking about see, it's mastermind. I mean, but we were shooting the second episode and we were doing those kind of compositions, and I remember Todd came up to me. Because he didn't shoot the pilot, he started on the second episode, and he just came up to me and he's like, "Dude, are we gonna get fired?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, this is all we're shooting. We're not shooting regular." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the look of the show." And he's like, "Yeah, but are we gonna get fired?" And I was like, "Actually, I don't know. Maybe they'll. I don't fucking know." And then the next day, dailies come out. They go to the network. And Todd would come up to me and be like, "So, are we fired?" And I'm like, "Not yet." And I think, after that first week, we're like, okay. Hopefully they're not either watching the dailies or they think it's okay. And it was okay. But it was one of those things where I remember that when I talked to Todd, because I interviewed a lot of the cinematographers, and Todd was really the one, a lot of cinematographers, because I knew that was the look of the show from the get-go. And when I would tell that to the cinematographers I did interview, a lot of them were like, "Oh, you're not going to do the main, shot like that. We can have like a B camera doing that." And I'm like, no. This has to. And so when I talked to Todd and I interviewed Todd, not only did he love that, then he started pitching all these other fucking crazy angles where I'm like, okay, all right, that's enough. But you're hired. But you're great. And it was awesome because I really feel like that identified how sort of alienated Elliot felt, and not just Elliot, every character in the show, Terrell and Angela and Darlene. I mean, it really showed how isolated they were in this world, and how kind of, in those scenes with Terrell in the boardroom, with the kind of the evil corp kind of overbearing and being over him and looming over him. I mean, we would have never captured that essence in any other visual aesthetic but that.
100%. We are sadly running very low on time, so we're going to end with this. Since you are trapped inside of my podcast, you have to answer rapid fire, the happy, sad, confused, profoundly random questions, guys. You can all jump in. One can jump in. Here we go. Dogs or cats? Sorry? Dogs or cats?
Dog.
Dogs. Yeah. Dogs.
You're staring at 4 dog men up on the stage.
I wrote Flipper. Remember Flipper? That's.
Anybody collect anything on the stage? Any collections brewing? Anything? Oh boy. Christian has shame. Nope, pass. He passes.
Come on, you have to.
No, Brittany will kill me.
We'll save him.
Answering. Okay.
I like action figures.
Action figures. Yeah. Christian, you're in the right place. You're among your people.
You know what? I guess, yeah. Yeah, I really am.
You are. Okay. What's the wallpaper on anybody's phone? Anybody want to cop to what's the wallpaper on their phone?
Generic one?
No, it's on your.
The background on your screen.
Yeah. Emmy, when we first started hanging out, she took a picture of this swamp. You know, we were driving and we pulled over, and she took a picture of this thing with her phone. She's a great photographer, and that picture is still my home screen. It's been there since 13. You know, it's 13 years ago since we met. So.
Group, aw. For Christian or Rami, who's the last actor you were mistaken for? Does it ever happen? Do you ever get mistaken for another actor? What do you got?
Who?
You know, like yesterday, I was waiting for my daughter to come home on the bus, you know, from school, and this guy came up to me and went, "Oh, hey, Kevin." So it had to be Kevin Bacon, I'm sure. Yeah, I was like, close. Yeah.
Ever happened, Rami, or no?
Yeah, no, it happens quite a bit.
No.
Yeah.
Who do you
Well,
get?
I'll get Oscar
Oh, Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh.
But weird, right?
Yeah.
But it does happen. I get Bruno Mars. I used to get Bruno.
Serious?
Yeah,
Bruno Mars.
yeah. That's the thing. We met, and he goes, "Oh, my doppelganger." I was like, "Oh, this is a thing." In fact, I was at a Dodgers baseball game once, and this sweet little girl came up to me and she said, "Can I have your autograph?" I said, "Sure."
Oh, no.
Yeah, and she showed me a picture of Bruno Mars, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not him." And she took a beat, and then she wept. And I said, I didn't know what to do.
Say yes.
I took the picture and I signed it Bruno. And
Yes!
she was elated. So
Yeah.
you do what you gotta do.
I was like, yes, love, keep on footloosing. Kevin Bacon. That's it. You go, brother. Yeah. Kenny Loggins.
Wow. Well, what a gift to have Sam Esmail, Kevin Bacon, and Bruno Mars. Legends, all of you. No, in all seriousness, guys, congratulations. This show just stands the test of time. It is fantastic. It was fantastic back then. It is fantastic today. Thank you for sharing your time tonight.
Can we thank these people
Yeah.
out here? I mean,
Well, I was gonna
Thanks for being
say,
here.
this is insane.
thank you guys for coming out. We're gonna do actually let's do a photo with all of you guys
Can
in
we
the
take a
background.
picture with you guys?
Oh,
Wanna be in
yeah.
a photo?
You guys mind?
All right. I think we have a photographer. Yeah.
You guys-
come on out.
Holy jeez, wow.
Where
Thank
How are
you.
we gonna do this?